What the fuck? You could find me in the club. I still need to download that. Don't know if I can. I need to factory reset my Xbox before I can do that. Um, oh man, I'm hoping when I could buy my gaming laptop, I could start doing shit like that because this whole PC bullshit is really taking a lot out of me. And I don't know how to explain it other than unfortunately the prices are a little crazy. So I I'm trying to be smart and not just because I have the money to like outright buy one, but I'm trying to be smart. I don't want to be like, yeah, I got me a gaming laptop, but now I have bills. Up zip 4-way homie. Wait, what? I don't know. Today's been an interesting day. Oh, that. Yeah. Well, the laptop I'm looking at, my monthly payments or separate installments would be $1,000 each. Because I figure if I'm gonna drop some stupid, absurd amount of money on a fucking overpriced gaming laptop because the whole GPU market's screwed right now, I might as well go big. So I was looking at one with like a 3090, the strongest AMD processor, the highest capacity RAM, fastest or whatever. I was talking to somebody who was telling me which ones to look at. Let me see. Let me look up to see which ones they were recommending because yeah, it was shit cracks me up, man. Because like I said, I'm gonna get me some crazy ones. Give me a sec. God damn, there's a lot of typing. Should have like bookmarked them. See, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see exactly which ones because they sent me a shit ton of recommendations, and I'm trying to go back to it because I really want to. Oh man, I should have like pinned them or something or screenshotted them. Hang on, what the fuck? All right, well, I came across some interesting images. Did not expect to come across those. Uh, hang on. God, this is bugging the fuck out of me. You know what? I know how to do this. Linus, I've never watched any of his stuff. I know he's like good, and he does like but he's also funny about it. But he's good reviewer. I'm trying to remember his name, but there was this African American dude. Fuck, what was his name? I think it was like Markeith Browling or something like that. He used to be my go-to tech viewer guy back in like 2010-ish era. Let me see, Asus. Oh, here we go. I was gonna buy the Asus Zephyrus or Zephyrus, then I was also torn between the Asus Strix Scar 17. The Strix Scar 17 is really what was like. I think that was the one I was like really looking at, where I was like, "Ooh boy," you know. Yeah. See, so okay. For me they have an offer for they have an offer for 8,000 or for $3,800. I could pay $316 a month for 12 months with 0% interest if I'm approved for Amazon card. Does that freeze? Let me see. Let me look that back up again. It's been a while. But the one I was looking at though is, let me see, $3,848. So I think you bought the cheap one. Like I said, I'm going big. So the one I'm looking at is Asus Republic of Gamers Zephyrus Duo SE15 uh, with 300 hertz FHD IPS type display, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX, 32 gigabyte DDR4, 1 terabyte PCIe SSD, and then Windows 10 Pro. But you're right. I could be shopping around. I mean, Amazon is not like a definitive like cheapest place. I mean, there might be someone selling, there might be a different place selling it for cheaper. But yeah, the one I was looking at was the Zephyrus Duo. So I think you have just a regular, but that Duo is what I was looking at because a secondary screen sounds kind of fucking cool. But man, $3,800. I have not used. I don't really like using Newegg too much ever since they sold out. And a lot of their deals are like what my local Office Depot used to do, which is, it's a sale, but what they do is they mark it up like 20%, and then say 20% off, and they sell it still at MSRP. There are the occasional deals they do, but for the most part, it's a lot of bullshit. And the only thing I've actually I mean, Newegg back when I was in high school was pretty damn good. I liked Newegg growing up quite a bit. They were very professional and everything. Um, but I've just heard too many horror stories, and in me myself, it's just been eh, a lot of their shit that they don't even sell themselves anymore. So they're like, "Oh, that's hands off. So if you get screwed, you got to take it up with the seller. That's not really our department. So it's kind of like a nice way for them to brush off if someone gets burned, basically. Let's see, but yeah, that's a good idea. Let's look up. Let's see if Newegg has what I want, or how much if they have this laptop in stock, and let's see. Like I said, PC Parts Builder, PC Part Picker. I forgot what it was called. That one's a pretty good one. I need to start building my PC from there. But I really don't want to build a PC anymore because I'm on the road. So, like right now, the PC I'm using, it's a long story. But long story short, if I tap my tower right now, I'm done. The fucking thing completely frozen because there's something loose. Because it's just this poor PC's just been through some serious abuse. All right, let me see here. Newegg, do they have it? God damn it. Well, like I said, they might have some good fucking deals. Like, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying, like, a lot of places they don't. Oh, here we go. Let me see here. God damn it. Stop it, Newegg. Is that the one I'm looking at? Or is it a different edition? Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a weaker one. Let's see. So that's not the one I wanted. The one I did want looks to be out of stock, but it does look to be $200 cheaper. Yeah, no. This was a RTX 3070. No, I want the 3080. Hmm, interesting. The fuck would I want 300 Microsoft 365 for? Walmart has it. Let me see. I'm checking right now. Because if so, I mean, I have a credit card. I'll just throw it on that bitch and then make payments. But I'm just like, a lot of times I like to be a boomer about things. I'm like, oh, I'd rather just pay for it outright with cash. Oh, credit. Oh, what's credit? Let's see here. So let's check at Walmart's website. Wait, how many are remaining? Oh, bitch, that's a 3060. Stop teasing my dick. All right, hold on. I gotta see here. Cause yeah, the one I'm looking at is a 3080. That's the one I want. The fuck happened? Did I? Oh, I went to the wrong tab. So 3080. That's what I want. 3080. Holy shit! Someone's selling. I think. Let me see. What version is this one? Yeah, someone's selling the version I want for $5,401.99. You got me fucked up. You know what? Let me just pull this up on like Chrome or some shit. That way we could all look together and cry. Um, Let me open up Chrome real quick. Doo doo doo. I disabled so many things on this PC. Everything's all mad at me. Like, can I please run? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, so I'm opening up the fucking browser, because I want to do some research, and I was like, fuck it, we'll browse together, we'll make it a little experience before I actually play the game, 'Cause I should get to playing it, but at the same time, it's Anyways, so look at my what Google has in my Google search results. All right, so I click here, and oh, it updated. Damn it! It changed. It said how to euthanize a furry and some other bullshit. Oh man, let me see if I can get. Oh no, it's not gonna let me bring up the other ones. Wait, maybe it will. There it goes. Fucking hell. Oh fuck, some of the shit I forget to fucking. Oh man. Oh god. Yeah, I was going through Wyoming. I had to make sure I wasn't gonna get fucking blown over. Why the fuck did I open a second tab? All right. What did I actually want to look up? Right. Newegg. Or not Newegg. The fuck exactly is that name of that laptop I want? God damn it. ROG. What is it? Zeph. Y Russ. God, I feel so old. SE 15. There it is. I should probably put 3080 just to make it easier. Okay. Let me see. Is this the one I'm looking at? Yeah, this is the one I see. This is what I'm looking at right here. So this is the laptop I'm actually trying to. I actually want to buy. So the 3080, the 5900HX, and also other bullshit for no reasons. And again, I'm not gonna do anything crazy with this PC. I'm not a hardcore PC gamer. I just at most I think I boot up like Don't Starve Together. I think or Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think is the most GPU intensive that I use. But I was like looking at this. Let's see. Does anybody else have it? Yeah. Oh, what the fuck's going on with my internet? Jesus Christ. Hold on. Ugh. I've been having. It's stupid. I got full service or signal, but my frames will drop. Anyways, you know what? Why am I doing that? I could just literally. Where's my mouse at? I moved my mouse. God damn it! Where did I put my mouse? There it is. Okay. I could just do this, so that way I don't have to keep going back and forth between the chat or having to like do the window thingy. There we go. Let's see. 2 screens, 0 limits. See, I like that. See, I think I just don't know what the fuck I would do with. I mean, double screens would only be useful for again like streaming shit. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't really understand. Like I said, I just literally want it just to want it. God damn it, stream, quit it. I don't. What do you want from me? I paid for you, and yet you still give me these issues. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. Let's see what they got. See if anyone else has it. Said from Best Buy not to buy. But let's see what they charge for it. Okay, so it's no longer in new condition. That doesn't bother me. I mean, I'll buy used shit if it's good, to be honest. Hmm. Wait, which one's the way? Let's click this one first. 3080, 1 terabyte solid state drive, Eclipse Gray. The fuck is Eclipse Gray? Oh wait, this isn't the Duo. What the fuck? That might be just a little bit stupid. Forgive me. Well, I mean, for me, I have, excuse me. I decided to stop being so cheap, and what I ended up doing was I I just went and said, you know what, Verizon, you win. Here's $100 a month, and I want your biggest, data plan. And they had one for 150 gigs for $100 a month. So that's where I'm at right now. Um, because I use a lot for streaming. The only thing is I've noticed is that I don't stream very much these days, or when I do, I don't stream for very long. And 150 gigs is just like, it's like right now. I mean, I still have like 120 gigs. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bullshit about Spectrum, and over here or where I live, it's called Xfinity or Comcast. Well, they switched it to Xfinity, but it's still Comcast. Um, but yeah, they're fine. Like they got really fast internet, but holy shit, when that shit drops, it'll have like a latency drop big time. Like how do I put it? Like basically, your internet will go down for like 15 minutes at a time, and then you're like, "Fuck, man," and there's nothing you could do. There's no outage. There's nothing. It's just going down. And then it'll come back up. Hey, we're still blazing fast, right? Check this out. And it's like, cool, okay, cool. And you try to watch a movie, and then fucking like 45 minutes later, you're at a good part in a movie, and that shit fucking dies for another 10 minutes. And then you're just like, God damn it. It's that cable, though. That fancy cable. Yeah, but anyways, that's the main thing is I'm just trying to figure out, you know, if I'm gonna go big, I might as well go big, if I'm gonna, if I'm gonna do that, because I mean, I don't really, like I said, I don't really PC game. I'm not a PC gamer guy. I have nothing but respect for people who do like to PC game. And then that too, yeah. Well, it's not a monopoly because that would be illegal. It's an oligopoly where they all agree on certain price ranges and shit, so that way one doesn't seem better than the other. So no matter what, you're getting fucked. For example, in my area, it's you can buy AT&T or Xfinity. Those are the only two options. AT&T is slow as shit and expensive as shit. And they have a lot of bullshit. Comcast or Xfinity is very fast, decently priced, but when their internet shit starts acting up, it really starts acting up. And also, they're kind of an evil company. But I mean, aren't all big companies evil in certain ways? I mean, I'm not going to go full on down a big corporation, but it's just like there's obviously big companies that are pretty evil. And so yeah, so in our area, that's what we got. So that way, legally, it can't be classified as a monopoly. So AT&T keeps us, or like if you buy AT&T, it's expensive, it's slow, you got stupid small data packages for home internet, mind you. When you're at home streaming movies or Netflix series, that shit uses a lot. I did see that. That was a little weird. I didn't really fully sit right with that tweet in particular, but I kind of get where he's coming from. Just that one in particular, just I was like, eh. But the one where he was the one where he actually was like, going back at the UN, where, or who was it, the food organization, where he told him, "Oh, you think it could be solved with $6 billion? Please let me know. I'll sell stock and I'll cure world hunger if you just tell me how you plan to do it with $6 billion." And nothing happened of that. That was a good tweet though. That one I did like, and I respected him for, because, I mean, sure, he's arrogant and pompous at times, but he also does a lot of good shit with goofy intention, with good intentions, but also goofy ways. But you also still have to remember he's also part of the wealthy elites that also like to avoid paying taxes. But then again, it also devolves into everyone else having to avoid, or everyone else wants to avoid paying taxes because taxes are fucking stupid. Just remember that the IRS was supposed to be temporary, but it's not temporary. It's only getting stronger. And as far as the trillionaires, the way Musk does it is, he has all his shit in stocks. That way he can't be taxed. But if he had a whole bunch of other assets and, cash, accounts, then yeah, obviously he's going to be able to be, taxed on that. Because legally right now what he's doing is, it's not evasion because there's nothing he can be taxed on like that. But it's just he's making sure he doesn't have to pay. And I'm not saying that it's, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my god, Elon evil kind of thing. I'm not going to parrot that shit because we see enough of that shit on Twitter. Because goddamn, Twitter is just, ugh. Oh, Twitter. There's recently I was watching a thing from what's his name, Penguin Zero, my favorite YouTuber, and he was talking about this little thing that happened where Mr. Beast recreated the Squid Games or set or some shit, and then someone like created a quote unquote hot take, but it was really a shit take because yeah, exactly. So it was really stupid. Like, really, you're gonna go that route when Mr. Beast genuinely has memes about him just being addicted to planting trees or giving away money. Like, even Meat Canyon did a video about him, and it cracked me up because it's true. Basically, Mr. Beast will look at you saying, "Hey, you seem like a nice guy. We just planted some trees in your name," or this, and that. Like, he's a pretty cool guy, and he got famous off of doing silly shit. Like, he filled a whole pool full of Orbeez or whatever the fuck they were called, and this and that. But he does good things for the world. He acts goofy, but he actually gives a shit about the world. He gives a shit about people. And he's got a gigantic food bank that he owns. And, you know, it just baffles me that the way people fucking react, man. I just don't get it, man. Like, I just, like, it seems like no matter how much you make, it's like you can do no wrong, or you can always do wrong. And that's something I wanted to get with, point out with the whole thing with Elon Musk and the taxes things, is he's not evil. It's just he could do things a little better. But I mean, there's a lot of sketchy shit in his past. But that's not to say, you know, all whataboutisms aside, you know, he does do some good here and there. And honestly, he's smart in the fact that he knows that people actually know how to use technology are interested. Let's go here. So, man, what to do? Let's do remastered. Heroic, yeah, that's good. How many skulls do I have? Did they add more skulls, or am I stupid? What's this one? All enemies in the game are permanently... Oh, wait, this is for Halo 2, right? That's a fucking creepy-ass skull. What the fuck? Oh, whoa, that's a cool skull. Oh, fuck that. They're already strong enough as it is. God damn. Let's check this out. What's this one? Alright, I need to add... I thought I added some grenades. Which one is it? Yes, that one. By boarding. Oh, damn! Oh, shit. Yeah, I think we're good with that. Yeah, sure. I don't fucking remember what progress I made. As far as trucking going, how can I put this easily? It's fucking miserable. I'm loving the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely fucking loving the money. Let's see. If I had to be honest, I think roughly my checks, fuck, what is it? My checks are basically double what I used to make a week. But it's just, this company sometimes can get really fucking annoying.
Look at the top light again. That's it. Now the bottom one.
And then also my health recently has taken a real big
Move around a little. Get a feel for it.
Fuck, what happened?
Come meet me by the zapper.
It took quite a bit of
Hey, take it easy.
I'm just jumping. Anyways, my health took a lot of fuck, man. I hate that I can't play games and talk at the same time sometimes.
Don't come around to me when you rip your leg out of its socket.
I'm just jumping, relax.
Because I'm only going over this once. This station will test your recharging energy shields.
Well, anyways, my health has not been has been declining. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go to the doctors when I get back into town.
They recharge a lot faster. If your shields go down, find some cover. Wait for the meter to read fully charged. That, or you can hide behind me. You don't want my boy here, Master Guns?
We'll see. I mean, I think my main issue is I think my sleep apnea is getting worse when for a while it was getting better. So like I said, I need to go to the doctors. I want to get a sleep study, and then we'll be good.
So Johnson, when are you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, Guns. It's classified.
My ass! Well, you can forget about those adjustments to your A2 scope.
Well, he's in a particularly fine mood. Maybe Lord Hood didn't give him any position.
But yeah, it's mine was getting better, but then I went over the road again, and it got progressively worse because I'm not able to work out as often as I'd like. Or let me rephrase that. I don't work out as much because then I get sweaty and I can't just shower whenever the hell I want because I'm not always stopped around a shower. Sometimes I'm forced to stop at a rest area or a a small truck stop that does not have showers. So I was trying to work on my weight and it's been going down. Things have been going good, but I think me singing constantly has put a lot of strain on my throat, mixed with, I'm assuming, which is sleep apnea because I fucking snore crazy and have trouble breathing when I sleep. I don't think it's been doing me any favors. So it's just been really interesting. Boy. So it's and then like I said with the PC, yeah, and that's something I want to move on to because I want to move. Hold on, I need to actually focus. I want to move on to a different career, but unfortunately I can't because I have a lot of people depending on me financially, and it sucks. I mean, I could just easily just turn my back and, focus on myself, but it feels wrong, but at the same time it's something I probably should do. But basically, I have to buy property and I have to build a house for my family, which is it's gonna cost it's gonna fucking cost me at least probably about 600,000 or so. So unfortunately, I'm working here, and then I'm gonna own my own semi truck. Like I'm gonna own my own company, my own truck, my trailer, etc. And book my own loads. I don't want to do that because it's a pain in the ass. Even though the money's fucking good. Don't get me wrong. Getting paid. Excuse me. 3 something a mile. Let's say I drive. Oh, I don't know. Let's say I get $3 for a load, and it goes 500 miles. That's $1,500 right there. Um, minus fuel and everything. I'm thinking I'm taking home like $900 from that, and I could be done within a day. So $900 a day is some pretty decent money. Now, granted, that wouldn't be a consistent, but that's roughly the idea. I could be making some serious fucking money. So, anyways, that's why I feel stuck right now, and that's why I haven't been. I'm not depressed. I do feel bummed out at times, but I'm not depressed. I've been on my medication. I've been going to therapy. I've been, trying to make myself better. Because one of the hardest things I've had to do is detoxify myself, and that's also what's caused the streams to be a little different too. Is because I don't have the same energy that I did. Yeah, and that's another thing. So my ideal job would be diesel mechanic or go back in the IT field. Either way would be a 9 to 5 kind of gig. And then from there, I could actually work on my streams because I want to do more than these fucking streams. I don't want to do these streams as the main thing, I should say. I want to make videos. I want to continue on with my dream. And then also I want to just have like videos of like my streams or me playing a game and with me actually editing in it so it's not like 3 fucking hours of like only the first 2 chapters, for example. It's here you go. Here's a 15-minute video of me trying out this game and actually say, "Oh, I fucking love it," or "What the fuck, this is stupid," and my usual critiques. But can't do that right now with this. And then I'm working on the I have a few people that want to start up a podcast with, and we all want to do it. It's just I'm trucking, so it's hard to do, and then I want to have a studio so there's no crazy noises and shit in the background. Cuz I already have a few people lined up, like they're excited, like and I'm excited too. I still need to narrow down an idea or a central theme because podcasts are everywhere. You can't throw a stone without hitting like 10 recommended podcasts or some shit. So my goal isn't to really be like super quirky, oh my god, unique to where I'm the only one, but like something other than a norm, like not just political talking or something. But I definitely want a career change, but at the same time I've kind of accepted that see that's not bad. I just have trouble talking about it talking about things. I see I always end up slowing down and I stutter and I always say, let me try to explain. Because it's really me talking to myself. Because my brain works a lot faster than my mouth. And my thoughts get so jumbled up, I can't really process them all the way. And you can even hear it in my speech still. I have a pretty bad slur. And I try, or lisp, I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it's there. And it makes it hard to talk. Or when I listen to recordings of myself, so I can listen to say, hey, my microphone was too loud for this game, or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God damn, try talking slower. But then I talk slower, and then I start feeling like I'm fumbling or going too slow. And so, so basically, a part of me wants to just get out of here. I want to do a new job, start over. Uh, if I could live off minimum wage or whatever, I would. I'm not gonna lie to you because I absolutely loved my minimum wage job. I had a lot of fun. I got to talk to customers. I worked at a local pizzeria, so it wasn't like a McDonald's, which those guys could be assholes. You get some crazy people. I wanted 3 pickles on my burger, not 6 or not 2, and then some other bullshit. But um, it's just you can't. So I'm here, and I'm making some serious good money. I, and I say that in reference to me. I mean, I know there's plenty of people making way better money than me, and also much happier. But it's yeah, it's just one side of me doesn't want to get out. The other side is honestly, I'm at this point where I'm just kind of I screwed up my life a couple years ago, so I'm basically just running down the clock until it's my time to go. If I had to be honest. Um, it's it's just realizing a lot of stuff that I've done wrong and stuff that I'll never get the chance to atone for, and it just really affects a lot of my mental state. But thanks to my medication, it allows me to just shut down and not really think about it. However, I know it's there. It's like that monster in your closet. I mean, it could be there, it could not be there, but you won't know until you check. But you can't check because for some reason you're stuck in your bed. In a way, I can't really evaluate my own brain without risks, I guess I should say. Um, and I've been wanting to do like streams where I can actually just talk about things because, as you can see, I have trouble focusing on video games and talking, and I have no idea why. I feel so fucking stupid, and like it just baffles me that I can't play a game and chat seriously. Like it's weird. I don't know, but all self-defeating aside, I just don't like what I've done with my life. I don't like what I've done the past 5 years. Well, sorry, let's rephrase that. The last year, I think I've been getting better. I've been learning my toxic traits. I've been learning how to not be toxic. I've been learning how to, when this happens, do this. And I've learned to try to control certain emotions and rash language and other things. Because being in this truck all by myself for hours on end per day, just driving, there's a lot of time to reflect. And, things that I thought was My ex's fault. It was all 100% my fault, and then it just starts eating at me. And, to be honest, if it wasn't for the medication, I'd probably be in a lot worse state because I just wouldn't be able to handle it. But it's just a matter of learning, what I've done wrong, what I was doing wrong, what I did wrong, and how can I prevent that from going forward? How can I not be like that? Because I was how do I say this? I was very immature. I was very off the wall. Um and I was always so quick to like emotions, which again we turned out to be, besides the other bullshit, just a chemical imbalance. Um it's just that I was in a really bad place. I I I wish I could seen that. I believe you, um, because I'd like to think I've made a little progress, and I really appreciate you saying that. Um, I think really the main thing that stops me from actually being able to move forward or to do anything productive, I should say, is not being able to be forgiven. That is my biggest thing, and I've told my therapist this, and I'm telling the stream because I use the streams as my therapy sessions. That's really what my streaming channel first came to be. I was I wouldn't say committing a livent or considering it, or I was considering it, but I was like, look, we better let's just go here and see what happens, kind of thing. And then the channel grew and fell and died and came alive. And I got to see, it was cool seeing all these different phases, Among Us, Minecraft, and Jackbox and other bullshit. Doki Doki Literature Club, and I don't know. It's just yeah, yeah, that's very, and that's what I try to do. I just, one of the toxic traits I learned that was toxic, that I didn't really realize it until not a therapist helped me, mind you, but me. And I sat there for a couple hours reflecting on it. So, when I would fight with my ex-girlfriend or do something stupid to piss her off, I would buy her something. Be it food, a stuffed animal, a blanket, clothes, whatever. I would buy her something. And that never fixed the problem. But I would think it would fix the problem, make things right. But that was never the case. And my brain back then couldn't understand why. But after some time, it took me some reflecting to realize I'm legit repeating the actions of what my parents used to do to me. And so for my parents used to actually, get really, really physically abusive. So that would happen, and then they would buy me something like, oh, I don't know, a stuffed animal, an ice cream, or what have you. And it became ingrained in my brain. If you end up hurting someone you love, give them a gift and somehow it'll be better. But it never dawned on me that that isn't how it works. And why I never understood why she was always upset. Like, I don't understand why you keep giving me gifts thinking it's going to make it work. And that's that kind of realization that was helping me learn and to grow that, hey, money isn't going to solve every fucking problem. Giving a gift is not an I'm sorry. Actions and, talking it out are different. So that was something that really kind of like struck a chord with me. Like, it blew my mind. Like, how the fuck did I not see this before? How the fuck did I not? And, just thinking back all the shit, I used to do or the way I acted, I'm like, why the fuck was I like this? Why? What was the reason? And I had so many fucking issues going on. And I'd like to think, thanks to the medication, I was able to finally get control of my brain again somewhat, and then kind of start processing and learning to open these wounds, but this time actually treating them and not just putting a bandage on them, but basically making sure they heal. So they might be faint scars, but they're healed. They're not constant oozing wounds. Yes. I was extremely clingy. I was extremely clingy with her, and that's what really drove her off. And again, I couldn't help myself. I didn't understand why I was so clingy. I didn't know why. But again, I looked back into it. It's just childhood abuse that I never fully dealt with. The only people I've ever loved, or that I was supposed to love growing up, beat the shit out of me. Minus a few family members, which I'll always love them and do anything, no matter what, to save them. But, anyways. So, with that being said, it's just like, I would try to, like, kind of piss her off so she'd get mad at me. So somehow my messed up brain would think, oh, that must mean she loves you because she's mad with you. But that's not healthy. That's toxic. It blew my mind when I'm just like, how the fuck did that me think that makes sense? I mean, again, it took, I shit you not, days upon days of thinking. Hour-long sitting in a shower, fucking just sitting, staring at nothing, walking around town. It took a lot. I was just super fucking clingy. And I didn't understand it because I was like, what's the issue? What's wrong with me being clingy? Doesn't that show I love you, that I want to be around you and all this and blah, blah, blah? And no, that's not it. That isn't it at all. You got to be able to give your significant other space. But you can't also expect them to constantly want to give you attention and all something, because they're their own individuals. They have their own social meters too. They may love you, but they only have so much love and energy at a time before they're like, all right, I need to recharge. And it just baffled me that beforehand. Yeah, it just baffled me that I couldn't understand it back then. Like, she would tell me straight up, and bless her fucking heart. She, till the very end, she did her best with me. Like, after all said and done, like, she has been nothing short of a fucking, I wouldn't say angel, but she's definitely been a really, really good soul. We don't talk anymore for obvious reasons, but, I'm sorry, and she's been able to move on, so I'm proud of her, I'm happy for her. But the thing is she would tell me straight up, like, that she needs some time alone. Like, it's not that she hates me. She legitimately just wanted time alone. Hey, I'm going to play she wanted to play maybe a video game by herself or watch this movie or show. And that's another thing, too, is I was so fucking hateful. I don't understand what the fuck was my issue. And I'm still mad at myself to this day. And I still have to fight myself because I find myself trying to get back in those habits. If it was something new, I'd automatically call it shit. That's it. Half the games I played on stream, she recommended me to play. But I would be like, no, that's fucking stupid. Why the fuck would I play that? It's blah, blah, blah. Like, overly aggressive or hateful towards something she liked for no reason. Like, Faster Than Light, for example. I like that game a lot nowadays. But at first, I was just being stupid about it. Same with Minecraft. In order for her to, she actually did something nice for me, and the way we'd play she got me to play Minecraft was just, she said, please, could you please just play it to me and give it a chance? And you know what? I finally said, yeah, sure. And you know what happened is I ended up loving the fuck out of Minecraft. So much so that we would spend hours after our minimum wage jobs in our underwear, which I liked. It was cool, I'm wearing boxers. She's only wearing bottoms. Everyone's just vibing. We're playing Minecraft from like 10 p.m. to like 5 in the fucking morning. Both of us got to go to work in like a few hours, but we're having a good time exploring caves together, building houses. God damn, I need water. So it kind of hurts to think about that kind of shit because, like I said, those were happy memories for me. Those were amazing times because she was my best friend. She knew the ins and outs of me, but also not a clone of me, but rather the other half of me. So it was great, and I was just too arrogant. Excuse me. And another thing too is, like I said, I was being toxic back then. I was being like, okay, so we were on the fence about having kids, like starting a family kind of thing. You know, we were thinking about it. Yeah, maybe one or two kids. Like, yeah, that might be cool. You know, thinking about it. Nothing set in stone because we're young, minimum wage. Like, we can't fucking. We want to do better than our parents. Everybody wants to do better than their parents, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But we wanted to try to, like, be ready. So we are talking about, like, hey, if we do have kids or start a family, how many are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? This and that. The toxic thing I would do would be like, oh well, you should be, stay at home mom until like the kid's old enough that we could, take the kid to daycare. And at the time, I thought that was normal, but I didn't realize that that was what is it called? Systematic oppression, systematic oppression. I forget the phrase, but basically, I was like telling her basically like, oh no, she has to stay home. She's the one that has to stay home and take care of the kids while I work. When in reality, normally, yeah, that. So like I said, I was a real piece of shit and I hated myself for it. So we used to fight about that, and I would always start the fights with that, and there was no reason for it. Because in reality, what she wanted to do was she didn't mind having a family and starting a family with me, but she still liked working. She's not the kind of girl to be like, oh, I need a man that can make six figures and I sit on my ass. No, she's the kind of girl that's like, hey, you make money. I want to make money. I want us to both be, strong, independent adults who just so happen to love each other unconditionally and blah, blah, blah. But again, my brain was all like, no, um, force these roles, these outdated or whatever. I'm not sure the phrase, but basically, yeah, she's the stay-at-home mom, and I'm supposed to be the hardworking man or something, bringing home the money and blah blah blah. And like I said, I would start fights with that, and back then I didn't realize why it was such an issue, why it was so stupid of me to act like that, and then I've had time to think and realize, holy shit, you know, if I could just be normal, it could be that. But I've had it ingrained by my family, just kind of hounded on me. When are you having kids? Oh, Samantha wants to work. Oh, sorry. Well, so she wants to work and blah blah blah, and she wants you to stay at home. That's weird. That's not right. You're supposed to be the man, and so my family's kind of telling me to kind of stay within these roles of some sort, and that's what fucks me up too. It's just I have all this on my head and going through my head and everything, and not only was all my thoughts and the voices in my head racing, but I have my most parts of my family breathing down my neck. When am I going to get married? When am I going to have family? Is she going to be the one at home? Blah blah blah. And it's just baffling that I let people push me around so hard, and I ended up blowing up on the person that I deeply cared about more than anything in the world, who did nothing wrong. Like, we would just fight about stupid shit. I would start. Yeah, and that's the thing is, some women don't want to be stay-at-home moms. Some women enjoy working. They enjoy having their own career. And there are men that also enjoy staying at home. For example, I think one of the other reasons that reinforced her side was the fact that her mom worked a government job and her dad would stay at home. But that wasn't always the case because he used to work as well, but something with varicose veins and some other bullshit. He's not able to stand for long periods and some other bullshit, so he stays at home. And I worked for them. So I think she saw that and was like, oh yeah, that could work. And to be honest, I don't see what the big issue is. I get to be at home, keep the house clean, because I like cleaning. So I'd keep the house clean, vacuum, dishes washed. We have kids, take care of the kids. I get to play games or stream or whatever. She gets to go work and have her career. And that's the thing is, it would have been perfect. But no, everyone was breathing down my neck, and then next thing you know, I'm over here like, well, I think the woman should be at home and blah, blah, blah. And that's not good at all. And so it's just a matter of just and as you can see, I went off on some serious tangents, but that's just like scratching the surface of all the toxic shit I learned that I used to do that I'm unlearning. But to the main point, the thing is, I haven't been able to fully move forward with life for several reasons. One reason is my heart and my mind are constantly fighting each other. My how do I say this? Two sides of me are fighting themselves, and then I'm fighting the world. So my heart and my mind are fighting themselves as my heart fuck. I don't know how I'm gonna say this. I gotta word this carefully. Huh. My heart doesn't really belong to me. And my brain is telling me that she's moved on. It is your turn to move on. You need to move on. But my heart keeps the rebuttal, but what if? And then it starts and then my mind starts flooding. That's part of it, and that's what I'm gonna get to. Is so my mind's like, so talking about this shit, I'm probably gonna have the nightmares again. Okay, so what I mean by nightmares is what most people think of nightmares. Like scary monsters dying or some other gruesome shit or scary or really upsetting shit. For me, it's living my life, but before the fights, before we split up. And the reason why they're nightmares is because I usually wake up feeling really happy, and then reality sets in, and then I start tearing up. But anyway, so my brain and my heart and mind go back and forth. I get flooded with memories and what if, and hold off on all this. I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't. I need to go get diagnosed because I don't want to do that. What I have been diagnosed with so far is manic depressive with borderline personality disorder. Which the borderline personality disorder does make a bit of sense, which is why I create so many different personalities and try to hide behind them. I mean, for fuck's sake, I usually go by Carlos these days because I hate my original identity. And that's another thing I'm going to get to is yeah, the manic depression before meds was fucking miserable. I could be fucking energetic, excited, happy, and I get really, and then and it'd last for maybe a day or two, and then for the next several days I'm fucking depressed, basically looking down the barrel of a gun kind of thing, and it's just, I hated it. It was not fun, and I still don't like it. I mean, they don't happen as strongly, thank God, but anyway, so yeah, exactly. So the fighting is, so the whole parts of me is. And I've explained this to a few people, and I know it's fucking insane sounding, which obviously, I mean, that's all I am these days. I don't think I'm sane anymore. I've kind of given up on that. Um, is I basically have Carlos versus Gabriel. The two are at war constantly, and I can't seem to do anything. And it gets me fucked up at times because I do miss who I used to be, but at the same time, I also hate what I used to do. So that's why I kind of switched up to be Carlos these days. And why my real name kind of fucks me up in ways. Yeah, the only thing is I kind of wish I was alone, but instead I have like four different fucking personalities, and it drives me fucking off the walls, and I don't like it. But I get what you're saying, and that is a very, that is true. There is always someone out there willing to listen if you just reach out. And okay, see, yeah, you got me beat. Because obviously I'm not gonna try to turn into competition, but yeah, there are people that have 8, there are people that have even more, people who have just 2. It happens. So the shit's just fucking difficult to manage. But so back to really that, it's I want to move on, but every time I try to, either the nightmares come back. Yeah, yeah. Several came from my fucking high school years. Jesus. Yeah, see? So you've had to actually spend time. And that's the thing is I never took time to heal my wounds. I just went with the whole, oh, I'm just an edgy emo badass or moody whatever asshole. That's just who I am. And that's definitely not a healthy way to live life. Not by a long shot, but I didn't realize that at the time. Um but yeah, so when I move up or try to move forward, I start getting fucking memories, and I start not going into panic attacks, but I start really feeling uneasy, and I start. I don't hyperventilate, but I would say a panic attack is probably the right word. Because I always hear the same song, Panic Attack, by The Fall of Troy, playing. And I wish I could play that song, but obviously copyrights and all that. But, well, for me, it's just, I want to leave. I want to run. I don't know where I'm running. I don't know where to go. I can't be here. I gotta go. I gotta go. But where? I can't, and it's just everywhere. And I start hearing that song playing in my head, and I'm like, oh shit, it's happening again. Uh, I mean, I have several songs that I hear when, depending on my times, like, okay, so one time in high school, I got transported in an ambulance, and I got held for a psychiatric hold. And one of the songs I vividly remember hearing in my head as I was being strapped into the gurney or whatever wheelie bed it was before they threw me into the ambulance. Um, it was the ending of Master of Puppets by Metallica. Like it was the last few notes, and then that laughing in the background. That laughing buzzed around my head for like a good 20 minutes, and then at the hospital it kind of subsided. But I just remember hearing that, and it frightened me because I was like, "Oh, great, I'm gone. I'm not here anymore. Who am I?" And yeah, it's just I definitely needed help back then, and I never sought help because Mexicans seeking help or therapy is usually joked or frowned upon. Essentially, I wouldn't say like frowned upon, but like pfft, just hold it down or swallow it down or just drink it away. And that only goes so well until you're drinking and you end up crying and breaking out, or in my case, you just have essentially a nervous breakdown or panic attack. And it really really, I mean, and I say this with, I would say, like 99.8% certainty. If I had actually gotten help in therapy and stuck to it and actually did my best to actually try to make myself better and treated her normally, I wouldn't be surprised if we would have already been married. Because let me tell you, within 1 year, we basically went from wanting to marry each other to she wanted nothing to do with me. 1 year. And that's not like an exaggeration. I would, if I had to think back on the events, I think roughly 1 year. And it sucks. I destroyed my life. I single-handedly destroyed my own life. Oh no, that is my wake-up call. And it showed me that, you know what? I had my one shot at being happy. I fucking blew it. And I don't deserve to exist anymore. However, I'm not strong enough to get rid of myself personally. But I basically have a DNR, and you know, people always say during certain events they see a light. Well, I'm walking to that light. I'm just gonna stroll towards that light. I'm not even gonna try to fight. You know, I think I've had plenty of chances in life to do better. I think I've had plenty of time to make amends, and every fucking chance she's given me, I've lit it on fire and pissed in the ashes. She's given me hundreds of chances, and I was just too fucking blind to see it. And it really took like a year or so after we had completely split up before I could learn. Oh, trust me, I don't even realize who I was. Like, looking back, I don't know why I was the way I was. Why was I acting like that? Why was I talking like that? Why was I so moody? This, and that. Why didn't I see the signs? Why didn't, like, what the fuck? Like, there's even memories when I kind of have like flashbacks where I can see her eyes. The spark in them are gone. She had these beautiful hazel green eyes, and they were dull, almost gray looking at eventually. And it sucked. Like, looking back, like, I'm already tearing up a little bit just thinking back about that, because one of the main things I fell in love with was her fucking eyes. They were something. Especially when they had hearts in them, you know, for me. And when I look back at like old pictures, and you could just see the 1,000-yard stare. Holy shit, it was painful. There was no more happiness or joy in those eyes. And another serious thing too was a lot of my mental issues. I was also trying to pass off also as or not pass off, but like, how can I word this? I basically had like a sex addiction, and it was annoying to me and to her, mainly her, because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. And nowadays, thank God, my drive is completely killed. Like, I wouldn't say like zero, but I'd say 1 out of 100 is my drive these days. But that also came from realizing, wow, I was a disgusting piece of shit. But also, I used to use sex and the release from it as see, I didn't fucking know that. But the way I used to internalize it was I was always so interested in sex because I felt like that's the only time I could actually feel good. I would feel okay. I can say, thankfully, with confidence that fortunately I wasn't raped, but I know that people aren't that fortunate. Um, I was abused quite a bit, though. Nothing sexual, but just straight up physical abuse and psychological abuse. I mean, it's really tough to pinpoint to two that don't. I think back at them and they don't affect me, but I'm absolutely certain subconsciously they fucked me up. But there's two events in my life that really, well, there's a lot, but there's two that I think of right off the top of my head that remind me of like some of the shit that my family did. Okay, so one of them was I think I was like 9 years old, maybe 10, and my stepfather was beating the shit out of my mother. And they're arguing, they're screaming. He's hitting her pretty good. And my sisters are crying. Let's see, let's say I'm 10, just to make it easier. One of them's 7, and the other one's 6, and they're crying and they're like, saying stop, stop. And I'm freaking out, like, what the fuck's going? Like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm fucking crying, obviously, because I'm fucking scared. Uh, he tries to run off, so he goes out the front door and knocks my mom to the floor and runs to the van. Well, my mom runs out there and like stands in front of the van, and he's basically like revving and like pushing the van forward, little by little, like saying, look, if you don't move, I'm gonna run you over. Move. And my sisters are out there screaming. It's a cloudy day. I think it was raining. uh and I was out there too, like behind him, just watching what's happening. One point, my mom ran to the side of the van and opened the sliding door. She got a haircut and the door shut, and my stepfather was driving around and like yanking her and shit. And at some point, I don't know what happened, but I ended up running to the phone. I dialed 911 and I'm crying. I'm like, uh, I don't know if I can do the reenactment, but like I'm just like, my my mom is being beat up by my dad. At this time, I don't know he's my stepfather. That's a whole nother fun bombshell in my fucked up life. And so, anyways, blah blah blah. They start sending cops. As I'm on the phone, my mom comes back in. She sees me on the phone. She has the sternest glare I ever seen, and she slaps the shit out of my face. Hangs up the phone and asks me why the fuck I did that. And I gotta say, even at 10 years old, I was like, what? Huh? Like, I was stunned. I was frozen. Like, what the fuck? I thought that was the right thing to do. I thought I was supposed to call the cops if there's some violence going on. And I was just like, absolutely frozen. I stopped crying immediately. I remember being absolutely frozen. My brain, like, basically shorting wires. Just what? What? And even when the cops came by and they were taking statements, and for some reason, I actually had a really good memory of license plates back then. I still kind of do. For example, I still have my ex's, her old car's license plate memorized because it had the word poo in it. But anyway, so I was able to give them a description of the license plate, the description of the van, the year, because for some reason I was really obsessed with. I used to get those free. I used to get those free booklets from like corner stores where they'd have like auto traders or like where they would sell cars in them. And I would always get them and read, 2003 Chrysler this, or, I'd read about them and I always thought it was cool. And eventually I learned to memorize like car brand names, models, years, shit like that. And Anyways, they found him, I think a couple hours later in Fresno, and he ended up in jail. And in a way, I think if I recall, he threatened to make me pay for it when he got out. And um, things were were chaotic. Um, at one point, the abuse from my mother got to the point where CPS was called by my teacher because I went to school with a handprint mark on my face and other marks on my body. So when I went to daycare, I had two officers pull me aside into this room and talk to me, and they legit told me to take off my shirt, and they photographed the front of my torso and the back and my face. And after they figured all that out, they called CPS, and they put me away. They put me in the back of a CPS car. My mom's all upset. My Nina, my godmother, drove up. And yeah, essentially. And there's a lot of history on that, or a lot more on that. But my godmother shows up, and she's trying to find out what's going on. And she kind of puts two and two together, and she starts screaming at my mother. Why the fuck did you do that to him? Are you fucking stupid? What the fuck's wrong with you? And blah, blah, like laying into her. And for the longest time, okay, and here's another piece of traumatic stuff that just popped in my head as I'm saying this. For years after I got taken away, my mother would basically tell me it was my fault that her life was ruined, that she had trouble getting jobs. Because shit like that ends up on your record. She lost her job at the daycare, because child abuse isn't really something they want at a daycare. She couldn't publish these books or some shit she was wanting to do. She couldn't get jobs. She couldn't really get a job anywhere. She kept saying, "Well, if you wouldn't have lied to them, I wouldn't have this much trouble. I wouldn't be struggling so much." And it's something I never really thought about. Again, till now when I'm telling this story. It's funny how that works. By funny, I mean, I think extremely fucked up. Where's my water bottle? Nani? Yeah, I don't mean to vent so much, but I think this has helped me quite a bit. I have not done this in a while. Okay, so my stepfather. Um, Legally, I can't say my true intentions. Um, and I, from the bottom of my heart, genuinely appreciate, you being here, whether or not you're fully listening. Again, that's just, a mechanism of mine, but I do appreciate you being here, and even sticking around. Like I said, I appreciate it. So, again, legally, I can't say my true intentions, but with my stepfather, when I turned 18, I was seriously considering a way of erasing him permanently from the earth. I was considering it in Minecraft. I think that's as far as I can elaborate. But yeah, growing up, he used to beat the shit out of me. One of the most traumatic ones that really, this one I know fucked with me. I don't know how still, because I kind of repressed it. Was a lot of. I was around 8 years old, I think. Between 6 years old and 8 years old, I lived in Fresno, California, and my memory is hazy because at one point my mother and my sisters are there, and my stepfather and me, and then at another point, uh, they're gone. It's just me and my stepfather for some reason, but I don't really put two and two together. I don't click it. I don't click two and two together for some reason, and I don't know why. But it was already the time, and so what I found out what happened between that was the fights between my mother and my stepfather got so bad she tried to commit alivent. So she took my sisters to our grandmother's and then went to try to do it, but ended up in a hospital and survived. I believe it was she tried to OD. Um, but I still remember being upset. Like, why didn't you take me? Why couldn't you take me? Why did I stay with him? And like I said, I guess I'll get into that at some point. But so it's just me and him. Okay, we're into this house. I'm playing with let's just say 8 years old, just to make it easy. I'm playing with Hot Wheels. I absolutely loved Hot Wheels growing up. If it was Matchbox, I was kind of like, eh. But if it was Hot Wheels, like, oh, dude. I had so many different collections. I had limited editions, but I played with them. I didn't keep them in packages. I'm a kid. I see a toy, I want to play with it. So I'm playing with two cars. I'm just kind of driving them on the floor. We have a wooden floor, and down the hallway is the master bedroom where my stepfather, I guess, was sleeping. And, I'm playing, talking to myself, just kind of having a good time. And he starts yelling, like, shut the fuck up or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess I'll play quieter. Sure, okay. It's like 9:30 in the morning, but okay. And so I'm trying to play. And he's like, don't you fucking make me come out there. And I'm like, huh. I'm thinking to myself as a kid, like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm still playing. About 5 minutes later, he comes out, just walks straight up to me, doesn't say a single fucking word, looks at me, and he has duct tape in his hands, and he just puts it on my face. It covers my mouth. And he pushes against it to make sure it sticks, and then he just walks away. And he said, as he was walking away, if you take it off, I'm going to beat you. And I remember just sitting there on the floor, and I remember a tear going down into the tape, and it made it like a little like looser. But I pressed it back on because I don't want to get beat. I don't want to get beat. And I'm like this for several hours, and then finally he says, or he pulls it off of me, and he gives me a Pop-Tart for breakfast. And I think roughly that kind of area is where the whole giving people gifts after you've done something bad is probably where it came from. Because he used to do that shit a lot. Like, he'd leave like welts and bruises on my ass or other places, after using a belt or whatever the fuck he wanted. And then he would take me somewhere like, like he looked at me like a son, but you gotta stop having me beat you so many times, kind of thing. And I was like, huh. As a teenager, uh, yeah, and that's what really affected a lot of me growing up. Like the family that actually, the good part of my family is I would go to the moon and back for them. I would do anything for them. I love them dearly. Are the only ones that ever cared about me and cared for me, no matter what. Even when I had a little bit of a drug addiction, I was going nowhere in my life, drinking, making the worst choices I could in life. They were there. Even when I threw up all over everything because I got too fucking drunk. That family said, look, we understand where you're coming from. Let's get you cleaned up and changed. And, I absolutely love them. Anyways. So growing up as a teenager was tough. I mean, anyone as a teenager, it wasn't more of coping, it was trying to just I didn't care. I was just going through a fucking rough situation. I mean, I had lost a lot. I was dating this other girl for about 4 years. This Mexican girl, and I had lost roughly 80% of my stuff, like all of my belongings ever, I lost like 80% of them. And I was just absolutely all over the place. I could have been so much smarter with my money, but I blew it. I was always broke. Um, Drinking, smoking pot. Um, yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I stopped caring about things. Where, like, for example, if my computer's already breaking down, I'm like, all right, whatever. Because I used to be so attached to my things. Like, I had a teddy bear that was passed down for generations, and I believe I lost him. And while that hurts talking about it, it doesn't hurt deeply anymore. 'Cause before, it tore me up inside because I wanted to give it to my son someday. But anyway, so I was going through a rough time. I had lost a lot of my stuff. I was, basically kicked out of where I was living with my girlfriend. I was not smart with my money. I had so many different issues. I was off the wall. I was drinking, smoking pot. Uh, I was at least 21, 22 at the time, if I recall. Um, did some random drugs here and there. Cocaine and LSD were the choices, and just overall making bad decisions. Like at one point, I was trying to juggle 4 different women at the same time, and not seeing how that would not blow. And I wasn't seeing how that would not blow up in my face. I was like, "There's no way. I got this. I'm Rico Suave. I can do this. I can juggle 4 different girls. The ex girlfriend that took all my shit, the ex girlfriend that I loved, that I ever loved. Um, this other girl I dated for 2 weeks that I actually liked, but was whatever about because it was too good. And then there was this fourth girl, but that was a good turning point for my depression, I think. Ugh. Anyways, not making the best choices. But growing up in high school, it's always tough for teenagers. Always. My my mother never really gave a damn when I would be heartbroken after me and the girl I actually loved broke up. The current one, me and his current girl, or me and the most recent ex, have been going on and off for about 10 years, and I'd wager about 80% of that is my fault. 20% is hers. There was some shit she used to do back in the days that was kind of fucked up. Um, but you know, anyway, so we've known each other since 2010, so roughly 11 years now. 2009, 2010, roughly. Anyways, so I'm all broken. My mom just looks at me like, you need to stop being dramatic. Go do dishes, this, and that. And um, like she always just seemed to like always yell at me. My sisters would get new clothes, and it would take them forever before I got new clothes. Um, they would always get certain things, and I'd always be I'd get nothing. And the good part of my family actually saw that shit and was like, "That's fucked up what you're doing. I don't understand what he did. Why can't he, get the same treatment as uh, his other siblings?" And my mother would always brush it off like, he's just being dramatic, or he doesn't really need all that. The child called it. I'm gonna write it down. The least I could do is do that. I'm gonna write it down here. Put it right there. The child called it. There we go. Yeah, I should get back into reading. But anyway, so my mother used to just kind of treat me like shit. At one point, I ran away. Um, let's see. I was fuck. How? Let me take a random. I mean, not a random guess, but let me look at a map real quick. Because I'm curious about how many fucking miles I actually, you know, quote unquote, ran away. Because I ended up in the country and I was like scared of coyotes. It was dark. Let's see. I was over here. It's a court system. Where's the high school? There it is. So for directions to choose on map. Okay, so I definitely went past there. I think I was right here. So I don't think it was that many miles. Yeah, I only made it 4 miles before I was found. Um, or maybe I was farther. Either way, it was. I ran away because I was tired of it, and I was just tired of the way my mom was treating me. And then the way my stepfather would treat me was a lot worse. And I can't, like I said, I can't get into certain things because I feel like that could be legally bad. Um, oh yeah, so I found out he was my stepfather when I went into foster care. Uh, I was in foster care for about a week. I got bullied a little bit. One of the kids decided to play football with me and tackle the shit out of me. Some other shit. I cried every night because I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I miss my family. I know nobody here, and so they don't tell me shit, and then they say randomly they pick me up from the foster care like, oh hey um we found your father. We're gonna go take you to him. I was like, okay. I'm confused. I don't know what the fuck they mean. And it turns out they take me to this random guy, and it turns out to be my biological father. That my mother never told me about. That everyone was telling her you should tell him that he has a real dad. That Andrew is not his dad, but nobody listens. So both my biological father and me were like, what the fuck? Like, we didn't know the other really existed. Like, my dad kind of knew, but he wasn't sure. Like, he told me he got a phone call from CPS that was like, hey, we have your son here, and you need to come pick him up. And he's like, but my son's at home. And like, no, your other son. He's like, my other son? What the fuck? And then they go down there and then they explain to him, and then, yep, I end up in my father's custody, and that's a different story. It wasn't as bad there with him, but I definitely did get a lot of. I definitely did see where a lot of certain personality and negative traits came from or developed. But yeah, suffice to say, there's been a lot of shit that's really fucked me up. That if I had gotten help, I I can say fairly certainly I would have been married by now. But I lost it all. That's all there is to it. I absolutely lost it all. And now every day I wake up beating myself up because I lost the only girl that I ever actually gave a damn about. That so it's a little embarrassing for me to admit, but she once told me something that for some reason hit me so hard I cried. But tears of joy. So we were sitting next to each other. Or it was in high school. I don't remember what year, but we were at her house, at her parents' house. They they were cool. They actually allowed me to stay the night as long as I slept on the couch and she slept in her room. Because teenagers got to keep them separated and all that. But her parents were really, really fucking cool. Anyways, so we're just chilling in the living room, and I'm laying on her lap, and she looks at me and she tells me, I'll love you forever and always, even into the afterlife. And I remember just crying. Just tears wouldn't stop coming out of my eyes. And I had never experienced that kind of emotion before. I've actually had trouble with emotions, to be honest, because I never knew how to be happy. I still don't know how to be happy, by the way. I mean, people would always be smiling and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, but I never knew how to be happy. But when she said that to me, I felt something deep in my soul, is the only way I could describe it. I just felt something and I cried. And that's part of the things that still haunt me to this day, that I have to fight myself to move on. Is that one, I feel like trying to move on is without being forgiven is fucked up. That it's like trying to pretend it never happened, and that I really should atone for my mistakes and my sins. And also, if I move on, it's like as if everything I've ever said is a lie, which is not the case. So there's a reason why it's hard for me to be able to move on, and I'm still trying to work out everything. The biggest hurdle is still doing what I can to find a way to forgive myself, because I don't know if she'll ever talk to me again, nor do I ever know if I'll ever be forgiven. And I've always just wanted that last chance to make things right. I've wanted to just reverse this curse, as I used to say. There's a lot of emo songs I listen to that actually describe my describe a bit of my life, which is why I'm always like, yeah, emo stuff, because it makes sense. Like Reverse This Curse by Escape the Fate. Um, what's another one? God damn, there's a list. I would have to look, but so it's just a matter. That's what's holding me back. That's my main hurdle in life. That is my main hurdle. That is what's keeping me from moving on, is myself, because my brain keeps projecting, like, let's just say a hologram of her, just saying, like, every time I try to move on, just a hologram appears next to me, is like, did you forget, did you forget about, me? Forget about how, I told you I'd love you forever, and, you know, how I still haven't forgiven you, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, bruh, like I just want to live. But that ain't happening. I don't think I'm ever gonna get that chance to be forgiven. And I know the moment I'll be forgiven is the moment I'll actually be able to try to be happy again, I guess. But hey, who knows? It's just a theory at this point. I mean, who fucking knows anymore? Um, that's really my main hurdle. Like, everyone tells me, you got this great life, you got friends, you got money, you got cars, you got this, and I get it. I'm in a very fortunate position. I bought one of my dream cars, which is a Dodge Challenger, and it's a stick shift. I have my pickup truck that I've loved when I first bought it. I got to go figure out the Durango. I make a lot of money. I have a career. I'm not technically homeless. Um, but that doesn't mean anything to me if I can't fully enjoy it, or enjoy my life. Like, everyone somehow thinks all this money and these cars and this career is somehow good. It's somehow, you know, gonna make things better. But I don't see how. I don't get it. Because all I want is forgiveness. That's all I've ever wanted. And if not forgiveness, at least ways to make atone. At least ways to atone for my sins. Or something, for fuck's sake. But she'll never see this. She'll never know about this. And I'll never be able to really make amends. It is what it is. Like I said, she's moved on. Before we got back together after my whole, crazy drug and fucking wasting life, we had just started talk. I guess I should dive into that story. I guess this last one before I go. So I play a mobile phone game called Ingress. I played this game when it first came out, basically in like 2012-ish era. I had to wait for a fucking invite code back then. Like, it was so exclusive, I guess, back then. Like, you had to be on Google Plus and make artwork, or be hopefully that you won the fucking email lottery or some shit. I mean, nowadays you just open the app and sign in or create an account, but before you had to like earn your fucking entry. Anyways, I've been playing this game for years, and I'm dating this girl, this other emo girl, and I still feel bad, that I basically broke up with her for my ex, but abuse. I'm not able to enjoy regular relationships. If the relationship was too good, basically for me. I'm used to abuse. I'm used to fights. I'm used to chaos. So having a girl who actually liked to cook, who liked to clean, who liked to talk to me, who liked to do intimate things, who liked to watch TV and play games with me and just do whatever she could to make me happy was boring to me. Like, for some reason I couldn't enjoy it. So I was dating this girl, though, really cool emo girl, and I'm playing Ingress. All of a sudden I recognize the name, or not recognize the name, but I see a new player in my area. My town's a small town, so I basically run that town with like maybe two other people from the other team. So when I see another player, I'm like, holy shit, someone that's actually trying to learn Ingress. Cool. And I'm talking to them like, hey, and they pick the same team. I'm like, hey, welcome to the Enlightened. If you need any help or any items, feel free to reach out to me. I'll drop you some gear. I'll help you with whatever you need. If there's high level portals blocking you, I'll destroy them and you can build them up and level up real fast. I'll help you out. And like, okay, thanks. I'm just learning. And I'm like, all right. And that game, I don't know what game to really relate it to, but it tracks your movements or it tracks your actions. Let's say that. So when you capture a portal, or when you create a link or a field or whatever, it tells when that person did it, or it tells who that person did it, what time, and what's the address, like what's the location. So let's say 3:45, I go to Town Hall, I captured a portal. At 3:46, I link Town Hall to Catholic Church, and then I drive over there. So 3:49, I link Catholic Church to the ministry, and then at 3:52, so on. So I'm like noticing that they're playing in a certain area. They're playing at a local park. I'm like, okay, cool. What a great time to see if we can meet up or something. It's a public space. That area has quite a bit of portals. We can meet up. I could train them, teach them some cool tricks, etc., etc. So we were talking, and they're like, you know what? Uh, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll meet up with you. Hey, you know the Taco Bell on Cleveland? And I'm like, yeah, I know that Taco Bell. There's a portal there. She goes, yeah. Or, sorry, I don't know who it is yet. They go, yeah, just meet me there. I was like, okay, sounds good. I get in my Honda, back when I still had it, and I drive over there. As I'm pulling up, I see a Ford Focus, and I'm like, Oh, shit. I was like, no, 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 no. I recognize the dark blue Ford Focus. Please don't let it be. I look at the license plate. Fuck! That's my ex's mom. I hope I'm not playing a fucking Portal game with my ex's mom. This is gonna be awkward. Holy shit! I'm no joke. I'm starting to like get a little bit of a quiver, and I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I mean, I'm a heavy sweater, but I was like, oh boy. Okay. I parked the car, take a couple breaths. All right, come on, just relax. Just go inside. I go inside. It's empty so I look to my right. No one's there. I look straight ahead. Nothing. I look to my left. In the corner booth is my ex-girlfriend. Boy, I was shaking. This is the girl that single-handedly broke my heart. And now I've never been able to be friends with her. And yet I'm expected to try to be friends and teach her about this game and be fair and blah blah blah. So I'm like, uh, hell, and I'm not. This is exactly how I was talking to her. Like, hey, hey, some, hey. I almost said her real name, but let's just say, hey, Sarah. How you been? She goes, I've been okay. How are you? I was like, well, can't complain. Okay, so what you're going to do is with these resonators and you plant them on the portal, you're going to want to plant them like this because if you space them out this way, it makes it harder for attacks and, it gives you more time to react to recharge if someone's attacking. Oh, if you're going to link a certain way, you want to use the portal this way or you want to put these mods on. And I'm going through the list. I'm starting to loosen up because it's something I know, which is Ingress. I know Ingress inside and out. And I fucking love that game. To this day, I still love it, just not as much as I used to. And so I'm telling her ins and outs. She's listening. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, what about this? And I'm like, oh, well, with that, you do this. And, oh, okay, that's actually a good idea that you did. That's actually something that, surprisingly, you figured out that it seems like most new players haven't figured out. And so we're talking, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. And then we end up, I forgot what happened, but we end up taking off. We go our separate ways. Oh, that's right. She has a curfew. She told me she moved back from Vacaville. It's somewhere like west of Sacramento. And she had moved back into town and she's living with her parents. And I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, yeah, I got a curfew though, so I gotta go. True, I have my own car, or I have a car, a job, and I go to school, but I still have a curfew. I'm like, yeah, well, it is what it is. You got free housing. So she's like, yeah. Fast forward, skip a bunch of details. We end up playing Ingress together and hanging out together. And, funny side note, the way her voice sounded, I legit thought she had a sex change. And it made me concerned because she looked very pretty and very feminine still. But I legit thought there was an extra surprise down there. And no joke, I had an existential crisis once when we were walking to this ice cream shop and she led the way. I looked, after her at a certain area, and I was thinking to myself, could I accept this girl that I knew and have done stuff before, that she was pure woman, that if she has the other apparatus, would I be okay with it? And, the backside. And I was just like, could I handle it? And I'm legit having to war myself. My morals are now in question. My ethics are now in question. The logic is in question. What the fuck do I do? So they're all fighting each other, and eventually I'm like, you know what? If it's Sarah, I believe that's the fake name I use. If it's Sarah, then you know what? I will learn. I will try. There's no harm in trying. I'm scared thinking, oh man, am I going to have to learn finally experience what pegging's like, because I'm scared. But so I'm having these mental fucking dilemmas. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, nothing. I'll be right there." And we're chatting around, we're hanging out. Ice cream always fucks up American ice cream fucks up my stomach. So obviously, before I go into work, I have to use the restroom. Um, but as we're playing Ingress over the weeks and just chatting, we're actually being friends, and I'm amazed with myself. I'm shocked because she's tried to be friends before, but I've always been like, I'm so heartbroken. I'm too sad to just be friends. It hurts too much. Blah blah blah. But I was impressed. I'm like, wow, me and her are just friends. This is cool. And also, side note, she was really nice when I was still struggling with controlling myself, uh, financial wise. She was like, "Look, I got your phone bill. No questions asked. If you can pay me back when you can, cool. If not, don't worry about it." Like I said, godsend. But we're playing Ingress, okay? We're playing at our local courthouse park because there's a shit ton of portals and it's easy to farm gear and play. And I'm having a great time with her. And we both at this point, I basically pick her up. We use my Honda to drive around because she's like, "Fuck it, I don't want to drive, you drive." And I'm like, "I like driving." As we get into the car, I put my Honda into reverse. And as I'm about to reverse, she looks at me with just straight at me, in the passenger seat. So she turns her head, looks straight at me, and says, "You know, I think I like you again." And I froze. I stepped on the brake. I didn't slam on the brakes, but I stepped on it, and the car just sat there for a good minute. And I'm just like, okay. Because in that whole moment, so fast forward, or all this shit beforehand, I had learned to become cold and emotionless. I had learned to not show emotion. I have learned to not show my feelings. I've learned to just not care. I've legit learned how to not care about anything. That's not healthy, but I learned how to do it just to cope. I learned not to care. I had all these walls up. When she said, "I think I like you again," I felt like floodgates just fucking flowing out. All the fucking years of emotion and like feeling for her that were bottled up deep inside, walled away like Springtrap in the fucking safe room at Five Nights at Freddy's, fucking forgotten, all of a sudden bursted through. And all I could say was, okay. And like I said, I was still this was when I was still doing that whole trying to juggle 4 different girls thing, and it started getting complicated. And I was like, okay, it's fucking decide time. What the fuck am I going to do? Okay, obviously each girl wants to be with me. Which girl is right for me? Who do I choose? Because it's not fair to all of them just to lead them on. And I don't like to hurt people, which is ironic because that's exactly what I was doing when I was dating different girls all at the same time, or seeing them, I guess. I don't think I was dating all of them. So the one of them was real easy to chop off. That was easy. That was good. Cool. I'm down to 3. And then the emo girl that I was dating at the time basically released me because she knew, as she said, she knew how my feelings were towards Sarah. So she said, "Look, I know I don't stand a chance, and you know, this really breaks my heart, but there's nothing I can do to stop you if that's who you really care about." And we had talks, and she took it really fucking hard. She was crying for weeks, and that's another story for another time. But so it's just down to 2. The 2 being the ex I dated for 4 years after me and the main ex had split up, Sarah. Uh, we were dating for 4 years, and she had come back into the picture, and it was like her or Sarah. So let's see. Let's call her. All right. So Sarah or fuck. I can't think of a D name for a girl. Darcy. There you go. Sarah or Darcy. Who do I choose? And I'm like, fuck. I really got to think here. One I haven't seen in years. One I still see here and there and blah blah blah. And at the time, I was too blind to see the truth, which obvious choice would have been Sarah. But so back and forth. Sarah's like, okay, look, I can't keep doing this. You know what? Go be happy with Darcy because I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna wait around, and I'm not gonna be a second option or like a choice for you to like pick like a treat or something. Basically telling me she has respect for herself, which is good. She's like, I'm not gonna be, disrespected like this. And so I'm just like, fuck. Okay, okay. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Depending on what happens, I'm gonna lose someone, for good, basically. So I was like, okay, you know what, Sarah, I actually want to go out with you. I want to be with you. I will stop talking to Darcy. I want to be with you. And our relationship did bloom pretty fast after that, But there was yeah, essentially because who would want to feel like that? Like, imagine you and this girl, you liked each other for quite a bit, but now you're like, now I got to compete with several other people. Like how is it a hard choice? But again, I was a piece of shit back then. So pretty much that's how we ended up back together, though, is that. But I I was not being good back then because I had a real problem with flirting. So I didn't really do anything. I didn't act on it, but I couldn't stop, or rather, I just didn't. So that hurt Sarah, obviously, and I had to stop that. But anyway, so blah blah blah. Everything all is a domino effect. If I could just make things right with Sarah, I would be absolutely stoked. Darcy, I mean, apparently they're popular-ish on Twitch. They got 1.8k viewers or followers or some shit, and whatever. Hey, all the power to them, I guess. They never go outside, or I don't even want to bother with that fucking can of worms. Um, but yeah. So if I could just learn to forgive myself, or if I could be forgiven, I'd be in a lot better shape. I'd be in a lot better mental state. I'd actually care about living again. But I don't. So, um, I'm kind of just living life day by day, hoping that each day is my last. I'm not going to go out of my way to speed up the process, but I'm not going to do anything to prolong my time here because I feel like I do not deserve it. I feel like I had all my chances already and I blew every single one, and now I'm left with losing basically what I felt was the other half of my soul. So I don't really feel like I deserve to continue to exist. And that's really what caused a lot of my issues. I mean, I think when me and her, I forgot what had happened, but there was a point after we split up for good again, back before COVID started, that for a week straight, I went to one of the local bars and I would spend like $85 or so a day just drinking and drinking and drinking, trying to numb myself. And then at one point, I was in the bathroom about to do something, and I was like, you know what? Let's go to the hospital. So I went, checked myself in for a voluntary 72-hour hold, and that's when a state psychiatrist evaluated me. And that's how I found out, according to their diagnosis, that I'm manic depressive with borderline personality disorder. Because I use different identities to hide behind when I feel like one has been tarnished too much. Hence the whole Gabriel and Carlos thing. I mean, I feel like I've done so much bad with the Gabriel thing that I'd rather just be Carlos. A new slate, a new chance. And then plus there's Mark and Robert, but another time maybe I'll get into that. But basically, Sarah was the single most influential thing in my life for the best. She's always wanted nothing but the best for me. She's always been there for me. I'm not exaggerating. So before she became a truck driver, um, I would be, let's say, 80 miles away from home. That girl would drive 80 miles to the truck stop I'm at and park, spend a night in my cab, doing whatever I wanted, which usually involved intimate stuff, and just stood with me, and then the next morning drove 80 miles back home. At one point, I had such strong separation anxiety that I was all like, I was basically crying when I was at my training school, because she's living in California, I'm in Arizona, and I'm like, fucking, I miss you so goddamn much. Me and her were planning, like, okay, so it's about 8 hour drive. We'll get you here. You can stay in a hotel, blah, blah, blah. And like, she was legit about to drive 8 fucking hours just to make sure I wouldn't be sad anymore. I mean, she missed me too, but, when I tried to commit a livent and my Civic was rolled over in a vineyards and I was staggering around. And when she found out where I was, she went like 90 miles an hour down the highway to where I was. She said blowing red lights and stop signs to come get me. And she didn't get mad at me for doing that or anything like that. All she cared about was that I was okay and that she's happy I lived. But anyways, I'm starting to make myself sad, and it's probably going to start. I feel like at this point, I'm certainly going to have these nightmares tonight. It's almost a fucking guarantee at this point. But she's definitely a fucking kind soul. Like, um, I find her very pretty. Um, and she was just beautiful inside and out. I mean, the easiest way I used to sing a particular song to her. Um, I used to sing a particular song to her actually growing up. It was by one of my favorite bands, which is the name of, or actually inspired one of my oldest usernames on the internet. There we go. So that's the name of the song, and it's by Avenged Sevenfold. I used to actually sing that to her because the lyrics were exactly how I felt, and it felt like they were describing her. And I would sing that to her, and yeah, man, she was my best friend. I can go on for hours, as I've proven. I can go on for hours just talking about all the good times we had. There are so many of them. Oh, okay. One one more story, and then I gotta go for the night. Because one, I need to go to sleep, and two, I gotta go use the restroom. Um, so me and her met in band class. So, uh, she didn't really hang out with anybody because at this point she was very, very quirky. Um, she would hug anybody and everybody for some reason. Like nobody knew why. I mean, this one girl almost threatened to punch the shit out of her because of it, but she would hug everybody, and she was just like out there, goofy, and I remember just wanting to talk to her because I thought she looked cool, but also I also got to actually know her better because my best friend that I had met my sophomore year and his freshman year, let's call him Carl. Uh, Carl and I were actually like best of friends, and he used to hitch a ride with Sarah because they went to the same school. But again, I didn't know her yet, and then I met her. It was all really cool. Sorry, my inverter just started whirring hella hard, and I was like, "The fuck's going on there?" But anyway, so yeah, so I met her through band class, and we had a friend who she had that was in her same class that also joined band, but they did color guard or they did. I'm not sure what exactly they did. I want to say color guard, but I think they just helped. I don't fucking remember, but they were part of the band somehow. And they, I guess, nah, they changed their. No, they didn't change their name. So, we'll call them Terry. So Terry and Sarah, I guess, had decided in middle school that they were going to date each other in high school. And Terry, I guess, really liked her, and I don't think, I don't think Sarah really cared one way or the other. Like relationships weren't really her thing. And we were at this band show once, and I remember me and Terry were like just chatting. He's like, "Hey, let's race to the bus. First one there, gets to sit with Sarah." I was like, "All right, fuck it, you're on," because I like to run, so I didn't give a fuck if I sat next to Sarah or not. I just wanted to run. So I'm like, "Fuck yeah, okay, I'm running." He beat me. I'm like, "Fuck, all right, man, that was fucking fun though." So he gets into his seat, into the bus seat, and he slides next to the window, so there's a space open, and I sit behind him, and I'm just like chilling there, vibing. She walks up on the bus sometime later, and she walks up to him, looks at the seat, thinks about it, like actually puts her fingers on her chin and looks up a little bit, like and then looks at me and it sits right next to me, and he goes, "Wait, what happened? I won!" And I was like, "Yeah, you did. You won. I don't get it." She's like, "Well, I just want to sit here." It's like, "All right," and he's like, "All right, whatever." Like he was just kind of like disappointed, but he wasn't like that kind of guy. Who was like, "All right, fuck you, Dan." He was just like, all right." So me and her used to hang out a lot, and then we didn't really go out until someone made us go out. Like we used to hang out a lot, and then we had a friend who was like, "Are you two going out?" And we're like, "No." And she goes, "Well, from this moment on, I pronounce you two going out." And yeah, we ended up going out. We looked at each other in the eye, and we're like, shrugged. We're like, "All right, whatever." What do you know? All right, we ended up liking each other. Okay, here's another piece of destiny kind of thing that I can't seem to fucking let go of. She appeared in my life when I was like 10. 10, 11, roughly around there. Yeah, she was in my life when I was about elementary/middle school. I didn't realize this. So I remember this, and that's the crazy part, is we've met before, but never like directly or anything like that. So I went to a school in the middle of the country, in the middle of the country area of our city, where all there is, all it is Mexican field worker children, because that's all the agriculture around us and shit. It's just there's occasional, black kid or white kid, but it was mainly like Mexican immigrant kids. And So she stuck out like a sore thumb, but she ran past me before when I was walking in class once. Just I think she was chasing somebody because I guess she used to get bullied growing up or some shit. Being a minority, I guess it's never easy growing up. Uh, I guess she said she'd get picked on quite a bit. So I remember her running past me once and almost knocking me over. And I still remember like the blonde hair and everything. And I was just like, huh. And I remember like we talked about it, and turns out she did go to that school. And it was so crazy. So we basically, our path crossed before we officially were introduced and met. And boy, I gotta tell you, that fucked me up when that realization came to fruition. That was something. So, anyways, as you can see, it's kind of hard for me to let go because it'd be like letting go of, at this point, half my life. But at some point, yeah. Well, the thing is I basically fought fate and lost her, but I have a feeling like, because things were going really well when things were well. So, I didn't do much gameplay, but I definitely felt good talking like this. So, much appreciated. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that's caused a lot of issues, and I just wish, she knew that I was sorry, man. Like, I just wish I could tell her I'm sorry. And to either be forgiven or to find a way to be forgiven. Yeah, I mean, I just shared it randomly. Think, it was fortunate you were here. Almost in a way, lucky. Oh, man. I really hope so because we've gone years without talking with each other. Like, again, after high school and all that, like, we stopped talking for about 5 years. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So, remember that Ingress story and how she said, I think I like you and all that shit? So, I found out later after talking to her about that, she apparently knew who I was in the game before I even knew who she was in that game. Because she said she did a little bit of stalking on my Google Plus and she recognized my username. And I was like, oh, I see. And during that period after high school when we stopped talking and all that shit, she used to text me from fake numbers. And she would add me with fake accounts on Facebook. And so for a while I became very paranoid after she, because yeah, she would text me for random numbers, and I'd find out it would be her, because I'd do some tests. So, God, there's just so much to unravel here. So one of the things happened during high school, back when I was in college at the time. She would randomly call my phone, but it would be a blocked number. I wouldn't know what number it was, and this person would call and not say anything, but they wouldn't hang up. So I thought to be funny, like, oh, I'm just gonna ramble on, because again, at this time, I'm thinking everyone that's random is my ex. So I'm just like, oh, Sarah, if that's you, you're so goofy. Why do you do this? Why do you call me blocked? Do you want to talk to me so bad? Just call me. Just text me. This, and that. And so she, nothing. The microphone's on mute, so no sound ever comes. And so, just to test my curiosity and my fucking paranoia, I would say something like, well, in a way, I'm glad this isn't Sarah, because I remember, fuck, what would I say? I would say something that would piss her off, basically, and I would say something stupid, like, I'm trying to think what I would say. But I'd say something stupid, and then she'd hang up, and I'd be like, okay, well, okay, that was one time she hung up. Okay, and then they'd call back like maybe 10 minutes later, block number, muted microphone. So I'm rambling on, and then out of nowhere, I'd be like, isn't it weird how Sarah slept with all the high school boys or something? Click. Aha. And that's when I realized, okay, this is obviously Sarah. And after a while, I started just being like, you know what? And my crazy paranoia mind, I'm happy. I can talk to her. So they would be on mute the whole time, and I would just talk for like an hour and just be like, yeah, I'm going to college now. Trying to work in IT. I miss my good friend Sarah. She was really cool. We used to do this together, and I remember this one time we did these pranks and goofed off doing this and that. And I just started talking, and then eventually those phone calls stopped coming. I forgot why, but those phone calls stopped coming. And then I think I was out of college at this point, and I don't remember if I had a job yet. But I remember getting a text message from a random phone number, and they would just text me, saying that their name was, I forgot what it was, but they made up some fake name, and they would talk and so on and so forth. And then I found out that it was my ex, and then I found out like one of the things she wished she could do. She, you know, wishes that she would say things like, "Well, I hope that you and that Sarah person get to be friends again because she sounds like a pretty cool person." And I'd be like, honestly, she was like one of the best. I loved her with everything I ever had, and yada yada yada. Because I already know it's her, so I'm trying to be smooth. I'm trying to just be suave at this point. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna go hard in the paint. And uh, I'm trying to make her fall for me again, basically. So it works. Yeah, it kind of works, and we talk, but then there was something. Oh, right, 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 right. And then we stopped talking because I brought up something because before, back when I was still in college, I believe I just started college. That a random number would text me. It was her, and it would say some stupid shit like, "I'm just evaluating you because your emotions always seemed very extreme, and I think it's fun to just study you. It's always interesting to see how your emotions react and how you react to things." And I remember flipping out at that, which, just give her exactly what she wanted. But I flipped out at that. I was like, well, you know what? I'm not some fucking test subject, and I don't appreciate this and this, and that. And I was like, I'm not gonna be your fucking guinea pig. And they were like, I didn't mean it like that. And then we never talked after that. Um, and then again on Google Plus, back when that was still a thing, me and her both had started using it when it was first started, and we used to send each other. We used to do that shit. I don't know if you see it on Twitter or any social medias where you'll see two people talking to each other, like in tweets. Like someone will tweet, "I miss you," and then someone will be like, "I miss you too. You should come home." And then they tweet again, uh, "I'd like to be home, but I'm just I'm just not sure yet." And they're not directed at anybody; they're just tweeted. But those who know would know. So me and her used to do that kind of shit to each other. So we'd both post shit on Google Plus and just talk back and forth like that, pretending that that the other wasn't checking their fucking Google Plus. But on Google Plus, there wasn't a block feature if I recall. Like I don't think there was a mute, but I don't think the block was really working because you could still see inside each other's circles and some other bullshit. I remember it was a weird social media website. I used to use it till the bitter end. Um, and what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, the Facebook thing. She made several accounts to follow to add me and would, keep tabs on me. She would apparently ask people about me and try to find out about information about me and stuff like that. So, needless to say, for a good while, I became paranoid without realizing. I became very paranoid. Like, oh, this must be Savage. Oh, this, could be telemarketer basically calling me, asking about my car's extended warranty, and I'm just like, oh, come on, Sarah, 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 what are you doing? And they'd be like, sir, I am just calling to see if you wanted any more warranty. And I'm just like, you can't fool me, Sarah. You can't fool me. It became bad. Yeah, it did. And then, I'm not saying I'm innocent either. It was, because eventually I'd be curious too. I'm like, wonder what she's up to. Does she have a boyfriend yet? I bet he's ugly. I bet, or if she's single, maybe she still misses me. Maybe she's waiting for me. Should I add her on Facebook? What should I do? You know, should I text her? Should I call her house? What do I do? And it's just all that shit. So, needless to say, she fucked with me, fucked with my head a lot growing up. So, that also did quite a bit of damage growing up that I didn't realize until recently that she made me very paranoid. Yeah, essentially, like she was like, "Oh no, I don't miss you or anything. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. You didn't hurt yourself or anything." And I'm like, "Uh huh, sure." And I'm doing the same thing. Like, well, except for me, I actually cared. I was just like, "Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure you're doing good. If you had a boyfriend, and this and that." She she only ever did online boyfriends after me. I think recently her current boyfriend, I think, is a real life boyfriend. I'm not exactly sure, but that's not something I've really cared to investigate, nor is it my business. So all I know is that she has a boyfriend, but I know like not much else. But yeah, so growing up, we did numbers to each other. We absolutely did. We fucked each other's heads in very unhealthy ways. Very unhealthy ways. But stories for another time, I suppose. Because this stream has been nothing but rambling. Rambling, rambling, rambling. Jesus Christ. Although I do like these streams. I should probably start doing more. I saw that Twitch added tags now for like depression and other bullshit. I feel like I'd like to do those kinds of streams. Just talking about it. So, I like it at least. Again, it was fun. But yeah, so suffice it to say, I guess to wrap everything up in a neat little bow after all of the shit I said, a lot of past abuse and trauma has caused me to lose a relationship that meant the world to me, and each day I wake up without forgiveness or another chance is a day that is agonizing to me mentally to the point where it starts becoming physical, where I just want to sleep more or I just want to eat more or so on. But you know it is what it is. um all I can do for right now is just, while I'm here, try to do as good as I can, change my detoxify, and hope that if I'm ever given a chance for forgiveness or, atoning for my mistakes, if I'm ever given that chance to be ready to atone, and that's all I can do. And I don't think I'll ever get that, but part of me still holds on to that hope that I'll find that I'll find it, but I don't think it's coming, man. I mean, I don't even know how she even feels anymore. I mean, Um, she doesn't. She doesn't seem to. Again, she's had a good poker face. I've always ever since she told me that I think I like you line, I've not learned how to hide my emotions. I've always worn my heart on my sleeve, and she's always been one to hide everything. So like after we'd fight or something or whatever, and and we start talking again, and things would be getting better. She'd be like, "Look, I was really upset. I was so sad. I missed you. I just wanted to be here. I was just upset." And like I never knew that because all I could see was her just being upset or mad. I don't know about community anymore, though. I do need to invest into it. I just don't know how. But I also don't want to do it alone. But yeah, it's so basically I don't know how she feels to this day. I don't know, you know, uh I don't know if she still, cares. I don't know if she even like I just don't know. I just don't. Are you a mod? Because I believe you're just a VIP. Because I don't think you can be VIP and a mod at the same time. Let me check. No, I don't think you can. There. Oh, never mind. You already are. Okay, yeah, you can only be one or the other. Okay. So you're either VIP or a mod. So I had you as VIP. But you know what? I think I think I could trust you. If not, I can always just remove you. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely been a thing though. It's definitely been a day. It did feel good though. It did feel good to talk about a lot of this. It really did. And you know, to this day, I have to fight myself because I wish I could talk to them, but nothing I can do but wish them well and hope that their life's going good. But I'm pretty certain their life is. I'm certain it is. I doubt that they would let it go bad or something. Ooh, that's a nice fucking truck. They got a custom sleeper where this shit looks like the size of a small bus, but it's a whole ass sleeper. Damn. So they probably got a shower and a living room in there. Yeah. There, and that's something I want to do. And that's what trucking keeps me from doing, especially at this particular company, because this company runs me hard. I make good money, but I'm working hard. Um, is I want to actually put a lot of time into everything. I want to reorganize things and get things moving. So, at some point, at some point. Because I've been wanting to do like anime watch parties for like the longest time. I've been wanting to do video game matches with each other where all of us around the world, because we got a few Scots, we got a few British people, and then a bunch of U.S. Set something up to play games together and shit. Like even fucking Among Us, I actually like playing that. Yeah, definitely Discord because obviously streaming videos on Twitch is a big no no. But yeah, definitely Discord. We could do like watch parties or something. I believe you sent me a website where it's like easy setup, so all I could do is like screen capture, and then we could all watch or something. But yeah, I'm certain we'll get it all figured out. But yeah, I better go for now. Go use the restroom and try to clear my head. Oh yeah, 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 Netflix watch party. But I do appreciate you chatting with me. Um, Means a lot. I still don't see the one day at a time thing. Like, I just kind of hope that each day is my last. Which is kind of funny because at the same time, I don't want to go because I don't want to leave because I'll miss her. But I don't deserve her, so it's like, whatever, I might as well just go, you know? That kind of thing. Okay. Something I forgot to touch on that I wanted to touch on real quick. Another issue we had in a relationship was I idolized her basically. Like, she could do no wrong. She was perfect. Or I would always be like, you're the captain. I'll listen to your orders. And basically, I was worshiping her and I was idolizing her. And that's not healthy in any sense. That was not a good thing. And I didn't know how it wasn't because for some reason I thought that was okay. And it took, a lot of mental time to figure it out. But that used to bother the shit out of her, and I never understood why. But, now I do. Because she doesn't want to be worshipped. She wants to be equal. She wants to be an equal member, equal part of the relationship. She doesn't want to be held higher or anything like that or looked at as some omnipotent being, but rather, hey, I'm your girlfriend, but I'm also your teammate, and, we can vibe and be friends and all that shit. So that's something I didn't realize until, later on after I had a lot of time to reflect, so I learned. Um, I've also tweeted certain things to see if she still stalked me, and I almost got fired from a job because apparently she said that the tweets were harassing her or something. So that was interesting. That's also when I basically left that job and went to a different job. Um, but yeah, that's like I said, that's just something else. But yeah, so the worship thing, yeah, it's definitely something that wasn't healthy. I know that now, and I know how to be normal, which is good. So yeah, many things I wish I could show that I've been trying to do my best that I've changed, but nothing I can do. And there's been girls that have been considering, that have been like, I'm not gonna say like there's like hundreds of girls, but been a couple of girls that have been like wanting to go out with me, but I've turned them down because I just don't want to. Because the way I see it is, how can I give someone 100% of myself if I'm not even whole to begin with? And if they're giving it their all, that's very unfair. If like they're giving 100% effort to the relationship, and I'm only giving like 85%. Although I've been learning Polish for uh, this particular transgender girl I've been talking to in Poland that I'm thinking about flying out to go see, and we've been making arrangements and all that. Um, we've done a lot of video chats and phone chats and just talking in general. But, it also still feels wrong to me because uh, I still haven't got that forgiveness or closure of some sort. So it'll be fun to see what happens. It'll be fun to see how many panic attacks and meltdowns I'll have in Poland. They're gonna, lock me up and be like, these damn Mexicans are everywhere. They're even in Poland. And then when I start talking to them in Polish, they're gonna be like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah, I definitely be playing Ingress. Funny enough, they're let's see. So I'm 27. They are 32, if I recall. And I found it odd, and I even made fun of them a little bit about it. I was like, "How the hell do you not have a license still?" But they live in Warsaw or Warsaw, something like that. So they're in a big city, so they got a lot of like buses and other means of transportation. So a car is kind of redundant, and just a waste of money. But I'm just like, man, I could not imagine not having a license, especially me with my fancy license, where I can haul everything except people. There you go. Damn. Uh, great. I'm an old fart again. I mean, in a way, I'm glad that you're a viewer that's over the age of 18 because we can actually talk about certain things and not have to be like, wait a minute, are you? Is Chris Hansen gonna walk through the door of the chat? Wait a sec. So that's nice. Um, yeah, there's. God damn it, I keep rambling on. So yeah, simply put, I'll see what happens with life. I'm kind of vibing at this point, saving up money, trying to at least, if my life somehow gets better, at least I'll be prepared. Because at one point during my massive depression, like I think it was last year or so, I was so much in debt. I was so broke. I legit had that. I didn't know it was real, but I had like collectors calling me all the goddamn time. I didn't have a job. I had no money. And I was just laying in bed every single day feeling like a piece of shit. But things have changed. And I'm working on being better. It's a tough road, definitely. But I'm doing my best and hopefully can get back out there and play some games with everybody and start vibing again because I fucking love that. My hard drive crashing definitely hurt, but it is what it is. And it was fun kind of talking about my past. There's definitely a lot of stuff, there. And, everyone has a lot of stuff in their past too. So, just like all of us, mine was just a little tidbit of what really, went down. Yeah, you showed me them. I listened to the part 1 and part 2. Part 2 being my favorite one. Yeah, you showed me that and I was like, no way. Like you've always had some pretty good taste. Like whenever you suggest something, it's always been something that I can fucking vibe with. Well, I like the fact that part 2 they don't censor themselves. They're like, I am a motherfucking ghost and shit like that. They don't censor themselves. I like it. But I've liked that whatever you suggested generally is something that I can vibe with. So I've always appreciated that. Like I'm always like, if Lucky's sending me something to check out, it's obviously going to be something good. Versus someone else sends me a leak, I'm like, oh boy, is this going to be one of those things where it's going to be normal to all of a sudden random gay porn pop up on the screen or something? Because I think that happened once. Oh no, fucking Geometry Dash. Someone sent me a fucking map that ended up having hentai boobies on it or some shit. Well, Bones cult leader. I am a motherfucking ghost. He's a ghost. Well, Bones cult leader. Brittle Bones, Nicky, you were crafty and tricky. Very somber, but my god, the vocalist. Again, you got great recommendations. I'm totally down to listen. All I know is emo stuff, so I can't really offer anything in the words of good stuff. But generally speaking, I have yet to come across something that I haven't been like, you know what? I like. Like I said, I have Brittle Bones Nicky part 1 and 2 and Baggage. Oh my god, fucking Baggage, man. That song, holy shit. They say you're having strange dreams. Are they good or bad or both? Oh my god, that shit fucked me up just listening to that. I was like, oh man, I understand. Yeah, I listened to that shit on repeat for like an hour, I think. I was just trucking down the road, just spelling baggage at the top of my lungs. I'll check out Berlin. Gas Mask usually auto plays next, or I'll accidentally click on Gas Mask. I forgot if that one's good. I want to say yes. Berlin and Sunshine. Yeah, they're good. They make some good stuff though. I definitely like it. Definitely Brittle Bros Nicky Part 2 was fucking there, but holy fuck, man, it's some good shit. Some real good shit. So I want to thank you for introducing me to such great artists because That, definitely was something I, feel saddened I missed out so long. There was something you also recommended to me, and I forgot the name. Fuck. It has something to do with a flower. Oh, fuck. I got a copyright violation for it on YouTube. I'm trying to remember what it was, though. Dopamine something? No. Serotonin. Shit. I just remember something about a flower. Like, I think the cover art was like a flower or something. And I think a girl sang it. Oh, god damn it. Shit, it's bugging me now because I'm trying to remember because I remember that song was pretty good too. That's it, yeah! Yeah. Okay, so I was kind of close, but I would have never have guessed who sung it. Damn, it's good. Okay, I don't think this should be a big issue, but I guess before I go, I want to show you some goofy videos I enjoy. If my internet holds out, that is. Again, we'll see, because my internet, it likes to be a dick. Brittle bones, Nicky, you're crafty and tricky. Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to open Discord. God damn it. Where's Task Manager at? Oh, there goes my mouse. Fuck! No! Here, Task Manager. Let's go. We gotta kill. It. Where's that? Kill it! You didn't kill it! I don't know what I clicked. Kill it! Oh, thank God. We got it. I don't know what else I might have killed, but at least Discord's killed. Alright. Why is that? Oh, what the fuck? Look at, I'm talking about this. And this is this. I'm talking about being sad, and YouTube's like, all right, bro, we know just what you need. And look at this shit that I get recommended. I don't know how I helped you, but I mean, that's cool. I'm glad that I did something. Oh, I like watching these. YouTube knows that on my phone, at least, I always watch something really quick and stupid, and then I'll watch random shit that's like long. I'm really curious about that, but I'm scared to like fully play it on stream. I want to show you the guy that I like. I'm pretty sure you know who this is. Let's see. There's some random videos of his that I really like. Like this one, ironically, is pretty motivational. Let me put the microphone on. Let me make sure it's on and not too loud. Corey Wells, huh? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna have to look him up. So Corey Wells. Hopefully the audio's it. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, I got premium. Oh, that's right. One more before I check out that guy. Oh yeah, look at my recommendations. These are actually pretty accurate. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. I'm not gonna watch that. But this is all shit I've either watched already or I would watch. So they're getting better. I don't really watch Markiplier, but I definitely watch that. I don't know who that is. All right, so Corey Wells. So this one actually I saved because it really was interesting to think about.
Hello. What happened? I don't know. What's up? No, you need help. I need help? Definitely. What's help? Assistance? Supportive action? You really need some. Oh, okay. Thanks. Sure. Good luck. Okay. Help. Help. Oh, how can I help? What? Is there a way I can help? I need help. Do you want help? What?
So these videos make
don't
sense.
Want help.
It's like, do you want help
No.
or do you not actually
Alright,
want help?
Well, thank you. You're welcome. Goodbye. Bye.
Very interesting. All right, let's see. Corey Wells. Jack Stauber also makes a real good song that I really like, which is that. I don't know what the copyright is on this bitch, but it's a fucking good song. I actually sing this at the top of my lungs.
I love what I can see.
But let's look up this Corey. I wish YouTube actually did that shit where I can actually look up things like on my phone. Corey Wells. Oh wait. Oh. Is that how everyone does it? Let me check Corey. Let's check Corey Wells. Ooh. It already looks like some pretty good stuff. Like, I fuck with the man who's got a guitar. Though it cracks me up with the generic, hazy gray sky and then, behind crashing waves. That cracks me up because he's got like the hipster going on, but I vibe with it already. I like it. Alright, I'll take a listen. Let me mute the audio on here real quick, just in case. I'll mute it on stream. Wait. The songs you're talking about, We Still Dream and all that, that's on is that from this person or a different person? Oh, different person. Okay. See, I want to learn how to sing like that. I've been practicing my singing quite a bit. But I definitely like to be, I'd like a vocal coach for sure. God, I love an acoustic guitar with electric or with metal strings. Like with acoustics with metal strings, oh, that slide is so beautiful. A lot of people tend to do half and half, like 3, I think they're nylon. So 3 strings are nylon and 3 are metal. Oh, yeah. I like this, yeah. That is yeah, I like that shit. Let me see. I'm gonna add this to my likes so I can take a look at more of it later. Man, yeah, I like that. Yeah, he's got a really good voice. Definitely conveys emotion while sustaining notes without quivering too much to be annoying and all that. Let me see here. I've been listening to this. I actually learned how to sing this whole song. Who is it? Front Porch Step drown. I don't know if I could. Nah, fuck it. Oh, you know of them. Okay, okay. All right. There we go. Yeah. So I would sing this song a lot. Just Wait. No. Wait. What controversy? Oh, you bastard! You got me intrigued now. Misfit Island by Front Porch Step.
Well, I'm so tired of the rage.
I've never seen what he looks like. I've never actually seen his video.
Just enough to get my feet wet, but not enough to let me drown. I've been laying in my bed, wishing I had never woken big.
What is it with the acoustic guitars on the beach, man? Like this song, when I hear this song, I think of like sitting outside, just like a broken down or dilapidated building, and it's raining and you're strumming along, just staring out into the street or, you know, into just the environment. But I sung this song because it hits so many fucking parts on me. Oh, such a good song. The singer was accused of messing with minors and never proven. The backlash caused him to retire early because religion came back and said, oh! Yeah, I'd imagine it's not. I mean, look what. I mean, that's not an easy allegation to come back from. Because you can't just say, you know, because there's no proof. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that there's none. But at the same time, it's like he didn't do anything, but people said it was. That sucks. He's got some. I like the fact that he has natural wings. Like if you look at his eyes, he has that like mascara wing thing going on. So he still goes by Front Porch Step? Okay, cool. Put that there. I'll listen to this on the toilet. Grab my headphones. Yeah, I definitely was singing it. Like as soon as I heard this song for the first time, I was like, nope, these lyrics are these are important to me. So I learned how to sing the song. I learned how to sing. When I say learned, I try to like do as best I can to like match with it. What was another song? Oh, Last Kiss by Pearl Jam and Warmness on the Soul by Vince Sevenfold for sure. Actually, a lot of Vince Sevenfold, but that's because I was a huge fan. Oh wait, this song? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, this is some good stuff. Definitely. Oh, I like that they actually put the lyrics in this. Oh yeah, there's all the other stuff I listen to. Elijah Ogden. Oh, okay. Don't copy the E. That's cool. I don't want the E anyways. Where's my keyboard? I keep misplacing my keyboard. Where'd it go? Oh, it's there. Just wireless keyboard problems. Oh yeah, I've been listening to this fucking song a lot. Okay. Is this right, or did I type it wrong? God damn it. I'm trying to get rid of the purple highlight. There we go. The first one. Okay. So it looks like they recently, because topic usually means that it's YouTube music, so they recently added it. That or it's just they're that small. Let me see. 9 years ago, 77 views. Oh, they're really small then. Never mind. But they're also streamed 4 years ago. That. Anyways.
I sing, facing the window, and I scream with my back against the wall.
It's not it.
She lives in a house divided. Her parents love her, but they don't love each other. Did you question what he was up to? With a bottle and a loaded gun. And now he sits behind a window with his back up against the wall.
Huh. That's funny, though. That's funny how pirating does that, though. I've come across quite a bit of, if it wasn't for pirating, a lot of, Bullet for Valentine would have went unlistened. Where are these lyrics? I don't want ads.
If I told her about my love, and
You got me fucked up.
water runs over like poison into my veins, and I become the man I swore I would never.
Oh my God.
Be. Just take my heart and run away into the setting sun.
God, this like triggered something in me, like snapped a memory, and I don't remember what it is.
While I'm gone, I need you to keep her safe.
God damn. I like it. I'm definitely adding this. So that way I can add it to YouTube music later.
Walk past my front door in the shadows, looking like a ghost.
I love Senses
I'm
Fail.
crying out for the sun to wake. Feel like I never see him anymore. And then he followed that path to her apartment. He knocked and she opened up the door. They ran off into the sunrise, leaving me behind to waste away.
Oh, fuck.
Don't take my heart, just leave it here. I'll care for it myself.
Damn, that was a good song, man.
Or was it for your health? Preacher, I just want to kill myself. Can I still go to heaven?
Going to Catholic? No. Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
The storm is coming in, and I am not prepared. Save me from my sin, oh God, save me from my
God, quiet lyrics with halftime is always good. Cliche, but goddamn, it's good.
Save me from my sin, oh God, save me from myself.
I like it. I would listen to more, but I have got to go to the restroom big time. Oh, fuck you, Google Update. I could see how. I could definitely see it. It's a good song. I have, expanded my library now. Other than emo rap and emo rock. Like, obviously, turns out I gravitate a lot to Suicide Boys. But, yeah, man. Fucking great vibing with you. Definitely got to do this again sometime. But, yeah, I must take off for now. Much appreciated for these cool suggestions and chatting, man. So, maybe next time we'll actually play games. See ya. At least the hard drives kind of works.